All right, we are talking extensions here on Friday's Orange and Brown Talk podcast, our roundtable edition, and we're going to vote on what we want to do with each of these extension eligible players. We'll either sign them to an extension now, wait to sign them, franchise tag them next year, or in some cases, maybe we just have to let them walk depending on what their status is after this season. Let's just start with the big one, Baker Mayfield. This is one of the biggest decisions Andrew Berry is going to have to make. It's the quarterback. We've seen a lot of guys get paid recently. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't. So the question with Baker Mayfield is, how should the Browns approach this now? Who's on board with just doing this, just getting it done? Is anyone just going to make the case for just do it this year and be done with it?
I'm not against that. I'm not hell-bent on that, but I think he's the guy. I think they should think he's the guy. I think they do think he's the guy. I'm not scared off by Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. So if you want to do it now, do it now. And I do think that Mary Kay has brought this up at enough times that I think it is an important thing to think about. I'm sure you guys are thinking about it, and I'm curious to hear what you say. There's the financial part of this and the roster building and the salary cap management, and there's the personal part of this. And so I don't know what I think of, like, well, if you don't do it now and you make him do like another prove it year, does that motivate him and he goes out and is awesome and you win a Super Bowl with a quarterback who's trying to prove for the last time he's a franchise quarterback? Or if you give it to him now, is it like, you're our guy? And he's like, I'm their guy and I'm here long term. And that settles him in and makes him a better player. Like, I do think that kind of stuff matters. I don't know what the right answer is. But if Andrew Berry thought one of those two, from a non-financial perspective, made Baker play better in 2021, then I'm in favor of that. But I don't know which one it is. Doug, out. Thanks for having me.
Well, Mary Kay, you've made the case for waiting, so why don't you go ahead and do that?
Yeah, I think that in a perfect world, if I were running the team, I would wait for a number of reasons. The first one of those reasons would be just purely financial. Once they sign him to this extension, they have to pay him that upfront signing bonus right away. So instead of accruing some interest on your whatever that would be, $30 million or whatever that's going to be, you're paying that out this year. And then in addition to that, you are setting your salary structure, because this is going to dictate your roster building for the next 4 or 5 years. So you're really making that decision right now, and you're moving forward with it. You're committing those big dollars right now, really before you've seen him put together one full good season. Now, as Doug mentioned, and we've all talked about before, we're all pretty sure that they are confident that he is their guy. And when we say their guy, we mean the guy that can win Super Bowls for them, because that's where the bar is set. So they feel that he can do that. So a case can be made. Just go ahead and do it now. But from a financial standpoint, and just from a cautionary tale standpoint, like we've talked about before with the last 4 quarterbacks who have done these extensions after their third seasons, as we've mentioned many times, only one of them is in a happy marriage with his ball club, and that is Patrick Mahomes. So there are a lot of reasons why you might want to wait. And there are some reasons why you would want to do it now. One of the reasons why you would want to do it now is if you do get caught up in extension mania and Josh Allen signs his, Lamar Jackson signs his, it might send the wrong message. I mean, it might just say to people, we're not sure if we have our guy in a year when you're trying to win the Super Bowl, right? And you don't want that hanging over the club. You want the momentum to be carried from now all the way through the tail end of the season. So therefore, you might want to just seize the moment and have those good feelings going on. From Baker's standpoint, real quick, it could go either way for him too. There are pros and cons for him. I mean, if he does take the team to the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl and makes the Pro Bowl and is a top 5 quarterback, he stands to make a lot more money. His market value right now is 35.2. Some of the other guys are more closer to the $40 million range. So he can make more money, but they can fix that this year by adding in incentives. So it's really not a hard problem to fix. He can achieve the $40 million a year through performance-based incentives in terms of touchdowns, Pro Bowls, victories, or whatever. I would still wait, but a strong case can be made if the other two guys get theirs done and everybody's super happy about that, for the Browns to go ahead and get this done.
I vote for now plus incentives. I like Mary Kay's now with incentives.
I think you sign him now. If you wait another year, you're going to have more data and more things to consider. It's not like he was stinking up the joint over the first half of last season. Also, I think we talk a lot about how he got better over last season, but he was pretty good throughout last season. If you want to wait, and Baker obviously has a say in this, maybe he doesn't want to sign a contract until after the season because of the whole salary cap situation, and he wants to know exactly how much he can make, and he wants to see what other players do. There's that side of it. But if you're the Browns, I think you try to sign him now and just get that over with, because you can have your quarterback in place for what you believe is a window of like serious success here. And I think showing loyalty to him is going to have a positive effect. That gets to the whole personal side of things that Doug was talking about. You show that you're committed to your quarterback at the beginning of this. That's got to have positive value for your team. And to me, I think Baker's shown enough to be considered the guy for however long this window is.
And remember, we also are sort of framing this in the context of there's other extensions we're going to discuss here. This isn't just in a vacuum. So we're about to discuss Denzel Ward and Nick Chubb. And, so there's a lot of money to hand out. And that could be a part of this too, which is why I'm actually going to vote to wait. And it has nothing to do with Baker or my faith in Baker, but I'm going to vote to wait because I've got to hand out a bunch of money to other guys, a bunch of guaranteed money to other guys. I'm not going to vote to wait on a lot of other guys on this list. So I'm going to.
Are you saying all that in front of Baker? I want to wait because I got to give other guys.
I don't have to say all that in front of Baker. What I'm saying to Baker is, hey, we're going to take care of you. You just wait and you be the hero in the locker room because you let all your other guys get paid first. That's what I'll tell Baker. And then next year you're going to get Dak Prescott's contract.
Right.
I'm going to wait.